Hello everyone. With Limelight finished and completed, I won't be doing the challenges because those are just speed runs of all the stages. We're going to jump into Thomas Was Alone. And I think there's a lot of narration here, so I won't talk over any of the narration, but when we get to the puzzles, I will chime in. Starting from the beginning, I've picked this up several years ago. The program was a failure. People forget this. It was a massive flop. The coders started adding names and strings as AI jokes. Thomas at 23612 wasn't special. It was just an AI.
Thomas was alone. Wow. A weird first thought to have. Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
Well, hopefully I'm good at observing too as we progress.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump. A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Is there a double jump, or are we just expected to make this long looping arc? That would be it.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment.
Story of our lives, right?
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important. It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills.
Very Meta-Rovi game.
Designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
I'm just wondering, are there any secrets around? Pass through respawn points to save a character's progress.
Toxic glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
Test the mechanic.
Another mental note. 4. Water. Not good. To be avoided.
Invisible wall there on the right. I guess until we find one secret, we'll assume there aren't any.
The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
Well, I'll be your friend, Thomas. Don't you worry. Just gonna find my way out of this minor labyrinth. Simple enough so far.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
Sometimes the jump button is just a tiny bit not as responsive as I want it to be. I don't know if it's because the ground is moving away underneath me on occasion. I submitted hundreds of bug reports. I was told that idiot wouldn't... I told that idiot this would happen. Overlapping scripts, more than one AI is bound to be spawned into an environment at some point. Turns out I missed the point.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
I think I'm just gonna turn down the music volume a touch.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well,
Yes.
not technically graceful, it's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
I don't think I own the place. I think we're here to collaborate. Oh, jeez. Get shunted, why don't I? There you go, buddy. There you go. That's all you needed, right? You don't need another one of those. He's pretty good at falling as well.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
Oh, this is going to be a hoot, isn't it? Oh, we can carry weight on us. This is worth knowing.
Great, great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
Just stay in your lane, dude. Everything's going to be just fine. Super.
Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
Please tell me I don't need them to come back for something else. Nope, just parkour.
Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot.
Just going to turn that down a little more.
He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Right. These people have learnt what levels are. They are self-aware. Okay, we carried our momentum there a bit. Let's see. This way. Simple enough. We're going to meet up again at the other side of all this. It's to be expected. Now we just have to wait for the cycle. We've done it. Come on, buttons. Respond to me. I don't like seeing the fragments of my death in the water. This makes me uncomfortable.
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
Very nice. So far nothing too complex, but you can see how it's going to get more complicated eventually.
John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things.
Don't worry, John.
Anyway.
I've got you.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done. John decided to press the switch, to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies.
Now we can speed things up here.
From the sympathetic expression he practiced
by taking both with us.
Years.
But we cannot jump while somebody is atop us, apparently. Is that universally true? Seems to be. Let's make sure we don't leave orange behind. To start using the other button to go the other way around the rotation of characters, as I do it incorrectly twice in a row there. Right, any more for any more down here? Looking good to me, except we're going to need... No, the other one will be able to fit to the other side of that. That's going to be just fine. Oh, you cheeky game. You went and made me look like a fool, didn't you? Thinking I was all ready to be done. But no, you got me. If you hold the button down, you get a little bit of extra height.
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
Well, John's clearly got to go over. But everyone else is coming under. I wonder how many colours we're going to reach. You can see the dial of colours in the lower right corner. Just how extensive will that become, I wonder? but we make progress. Progress. We might progress with our progress. Language is weird. Let's hope to not have to do that too many times, because we've clearly demonstrated that we're capable of it. How tall is this shelf? And now we test our parkour skills.
He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
And I had a charming way of pushing the wrong button. Right, where were we? We'll get everyone up, then we've got to get everyone across, and then probably maybe across a second time. No. Brain. Take the smallest fraction of a moment to realise which one you're controlling. Thank you. And then we leap to the left. And we can squeeze that one in because you've just got height aplenty. Right, I'm going to turn this music down even more. Something about the one of the sounds in it feels quite abrasive. And my biggest concern is that then it's even more abrasive as you watch back. Oh, wonderful listener, viewer, watcher.
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
Right, we can see the end. Shouldn't be too much more to go. So far, nothing too complicated, just an order of operations that is fairly obvious. It's more dexterity than puzzle at the moment, but that could change. 1. Two. And 3.
This was interesting. A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing.
Right, let's go scout ahead.
John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph.
Right, are we going to have to do something like this? And make effectively a bridge across the way. And if we want to, we can just stack everybody up onto John as we go one section ahead at a time. And if we're careful about it, we should just be able to walk off. So then, square is going down.
Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
The initial group possessed simple variations in size and strength. More complex configurations were inevitable. As the era spread, these variations became increasingly extreme. David Yoon, forensic programmer of Life Instead. Instanced? Not sure.
Claire would die. She knew it would happen eventually.
Poor Claire.
She was rubbish at jumping, and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her continued existence was breaking some kind of natural order. The crumbling pillar was a dramatic death, she supposed. Wait, what?
Oh.
Claire couldn't shake the feeling that she was not, in fact, dead. It was at that moment that Claire realised she had superpowers.
Claire, you legend.
She'd need a cape. There was no getting around that. You couldn't be a superhero without a cape. Claire didn't want confusion. If you saw a cape, that made matters clear. You knew what you were dealing with. Claire was all about communication. And, you know, floating in water, which was her superpower.
And a jolly helpful superpower, I'm sure it will be.
All right. Fear not, my skinny friends, for I am Claire, and I will save you. Claire needed to come up with a superhero name as soon as possible. Claire was rubbish.
I mean, you wouldn't want to be called the Floater, would you? Can we make this jump out? We can.
Claire arrived just in time.
It raining?
Which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive.
Right, let's retract that for Claire. Is this water level going to start increasing faster? No one else to save in this level, as indicated by the colours in the lower right corner.
As the water began to rise, Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took.
Hopefully not many on the earlier stages. Oh god, oh god.
Claire wondered if Thomas would make a good sidekick. Or was she more the lone Avenger type? She'd like that. The sole hero in a world of rectangles and conveniently placed pools of toxic water.
Right, where are we going from here? To the left, obviously. Just how are we going about it? How big is our jump? Big enough, as is that one. No red this time.
The others told Claire that staircases were a bit of a fixture here. Claire wondered why the world made it so difficult.
We can have Claire go over orange, that's not a problem. I'm sorry, I can't remember everybody's names. Right, that's that done. Then, what exists down below? A save point is nice. I appreciate that. Can't be much more if we're dropping one person off at the start, can it? And then whoa, jump you over the other side.
Claire probably needed a nemesis, a villain who would show their true colours at the worst possible moment, hurting all she held dear. Chris was the most obvious choice. He seemed stroppy enough, and his jump was so pathetic that it conveniently avoided Claire's insecurities. Yes, Chris. Diabolical Chris. The fiendish Christopher.
I hope these guys can learn to stay and be friends. Otherwise it's going to get really awkward if they just start fighting. Because I kind of need them in this escapade. Right. 1 down. 2 down. I said 2 down, 3, and we backtrack for 4.
Wait, where had Chris gone? Was he off somewhere, plotting Claire's downfall? If Claire was honest, and she had to be because she was a superhero, this was a troubling turn of events.
I would like...
There were reasonably sized bodies of water to cross.
I would like to know why everything is at a really awkward askew angle. And I'd really like to not fail at this point, because we haven't had a checkpoint, and it wasn't difficult, but to do it all again unnecessarily would be tedious. There we go. Timber! I guess we're dropping Claire off. And those are done as well. Right, things are getting shifty.
Moving platforms over water, eh? Claire's newly heightened senses told her that there were multiple paths across with various possible configurations of the little posse.
This has gone badly, but what we can do instead, perhaps... Claire, Claire, Claire. You go down there. And we can just... Oh! I'm bad. I'm really bad. I am phenomenally good. Yeah, look at that. Oh. Excuse you? Why did you go all the way into the water level? This was not requested.
They were doing really well.
Hold on
Claire
one second.
hoped she could get them all across. John was fully aware he could do this alone. Thomas hoped he'd never have to.
You shouldn't have to. Apologies for the interruption. Right. Let's do one person at a time, just in case there's any risk that in any particular piece of water, loading multiple people onto one Claire could cause an overweighting issue. Right. Claire, you get to hang out here for a minute. Be my step over. Good start. No. But, as they said, he can do this alone. And then Claire just follows along in the water. Simple stuff. Get everyone on top. Achievement unlocked. Experienced jumper. I wonder if that's just do several thousand jumps. Right, we got
Claire was
spikes.
alone, which was odd, because she wasn't meant to be alone. She needed to be where there were rectangles to save.
Oh god.
Being the only superhero in a given space kind of defeats the object.
What we
Spikes?
uh
That was new. Claire avoided them. She decided they were most likely her kryptonite. Not the rubbish red kryptonite either, the proper radioactive green stuff.
I was about to say we can jump so long as any smidge of us is at the edge of a platform, which is good. Kobe. And now it's just the same level, but with Thomas. Of course it's Thomas, his name's on the package.
Wow. Deja vu. The world was repeating. And this time Thomas was here. Claire felt something had gone wrong. There was a disturbance in the Force. Something had altered the Matrix. The world was reacting to their progress. It was amassing its forces. It was plotting against them.
Plotting what though, and how?
Finally had a nemesis.
The whole world? Oh, okay. Get me out of here. Can't do it from this step, can we? No. So we go up with it, and then before it comes back down, and then after it. That's rude. I was definitely on that ledge. And insanity is the notion that if you repeat something over and over again, you'd expect anything to be different. Alright, we're safe. We need Claire to carry Thomas. Now, are we going to do it again? No. I built protections into the system. When overlaps occurred, the world generated a splitter to remove the unwanted additionals. It was like a white blood cell. It investigates, it captures, it removes from clay. John Gromers, former senior architect or something. 3.1. Right, well, with that, at 3.1 and a half hour of play, that seems like a good time to take a break. But join me next time and we will continue to see how Thomas continues to not be alone. In any case, thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.